you want some MSD wires, don't know why, but hey, you got it, you can do it. Extension harnesses, Caspers, breakout harness, TR6s, catch can, all electrical stuff I should need. Got a tappet fuse to get the power to the water pump, wiring for the pumps, more wiring, relay for the pump, as well as the inline fuse, the reservoir, say the bolt for the balancer, got the balancer over there, and also the pulley setup for the LSAs in that box. Got the hose for routing all the water setup, same hose I had. Vibrant fittings here. Modded the inlet and outlet for the brick. Just drilled and tapped it. Let me put in these AN fittings. These are vibrant 90-degree fittings. 12 AN. Like I said, I just drilled and tapped and did these fittings. I got these from ICT Billet. And these were 12 AN on this side. I think it's 1.5 NTP that threads in. So I just had to get a drill and a 1/2 inch NTP tap. We got our brake booster line, fuel line, evap connection line. So injectors already in. Those were 80-pound injectors, fast, same kind I have on my car. Pretty simple, so we should be able to get to it. And next time you'll see me, we should be starting this setup.
What up?
Oh shit,
They need to do EA. Little ambitious.
Hold on. So what you call? What'd you say?
I said 613.
What'd you say, Joe?
I'm gonna say.
Just say what you said a couple seconds ago.
No, I was fucking around. Nah, I'm still gonna say 601, like I said that one day. Just because I don't want to fucking. I don't want to get my hopes up.
I said 637. I think that's what I said.
Alright, let's see. We're back in the lab. Nah, but we're gonna get finished the supercharger today. Everything's over here. We got all the parts. I showed y'all that already. Supercharger there. Got EGR valve on. That's the one thing we're missing. Got the bolts. So we did have to take the bumper back off because I forgot we had the hoses. We had the hoses for the heat exchanger. They were zip tied. That was just temporary to hold it because we didn't have clamps. Got those on. So we still got to wire the pump. Get the balancer off. Get the LSA balancer on. Drill it, pin it. Supercharger on. All the miscellaneous stuff. Probably go ahead and put the valve covers on just because we can. See, we'll figure out where to go. We're taking one step at a time. So I think we're gonna do the go ahead and wire this pump and stuff first after the balancer because I want to make sure that this heat exchanger is not leaking and we don't have leaks anywhere here before we put the bumper back on. Yeah, it's hot. Bam, bam, bam.
No, but yeah, because we have Terry
pertinent information.
All right.
the little tiny.
Yeah, ran into an
Terry
issue. The CTS VZL1 pulley with the 2013 Camaro doesn't work. It works, but it's offset because the accessories on this car are a little
Further out.
yeah, they're further out. they're in line with where the LSA pulley would be at. As with my car, the LSA is out farther because the accessories are recessed a little bit. So it's no big deal. We use the same pulley. And of course, they make kits to run it off that drive. So that's what we have to do for now. We don't have that at the moment, but then we can I think we can make it work to start and drive for now with the regular tensioner here. Just won't be able to do any crazy boost. As you see, we got it up here now, and it's in line with the regular accessory. So putting the stock pulley back on now, and then we're gonna drill it and pin it and throw the radiator back in, and we can continue everything from there. Pretty much that's really the only thing left as far as that, and wiring the pumps. We'll swap out the valve covers and get situated.
It's literally a quarter.
Or a coin. Or like
shake
a-
hands or like
Something like that. They talk, they do a little bit.
they put in the tradition behind it.
It's always annoying.
Put it on our cars. I put mine like on the side, like how you kind of got that shit on his, on his back windshield. Or you put it like somewhere like on the fuse box. It's on a sack right there. Then when your headlights come on there. I'm gonna buy a spotlight and put it on there so when I make it drive back from the bottom, it's in the air. Help!
Going back and forth.
I feel like you have to start with an open mind and just let it. You like to. I would say okay. The first season's it's half hour, it's like 25 minutes long, and it's only like 10 episodes. So you might as well just do it. Yeah, the first
I don't mind. I can get through like small episodes. Like if it, now watching a show that's like an hour episode of like bullshit, like okay, it's
Yeah,
small.
that's the good thing about it.
Yeah. Y'all watch the show Chernobyl?
No, I haven't so good.
Man, I was watching on the treadmill the other day. I was like, I said, I need something. I put it on. I only got through like 20 minutes, 30, the hour episode, 20, 30 minutes, and that 30 minutes was already like good as fuck.
I heard it was good.
It's only 6 episodes.
It's still.
Whereas like Game of Thrones, 8 seasons, like 77.
You saw like the farming versus
Yeah, so there's more like an average.
yeah.
Bigger average.
I just really, it's crazy how like Game of Thrones not even a thing anymore. It was so hyped, and now people need to talk about it anymore.
Everybody probably so upset about how it ended too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I thought they thought,
Just let it
damn,
die. Yeah.
what a way to like. Yeah, you in game 7 right now. 3 seconds left on the clock.
And threw the ball out of bounds.
I don't want it. And I don't give a damn what nobody says. They're like, yeah, you needed to find out John Targaryen for the progression of the show. He didn't mean a damn thing in the end.
You watch When They Kill? Is that?
Well, oh yeah.
I want to watch that. I've been waiting
You
for
haven't watched
him to watch it, and I asked him today. I was like, "Hey, you want to watch it?" And he's
Yeah,
like, "I'm not
let's
really."
get it right.
So,
Okay,
drill the
I'm
crank.
right
Drill the
first
crank.
My sister's obsessed
In
with
the
it.
pin.
First and fourth episode. It's 4 episodes. First and fourth, by far.
Obviously, I didn't
hard
torque it or anything
You're
yet
gonna get so
because
pissed.
Yeah.
Well, how that doing?
this has to go behind that bolt. So I needed to drill it first. So you see this pin will go there. This will pretty much lock the balancer and the crank together if somehow the supercharger is strong enough to cause us to slip, since essentially the balancer is just pressed on.
See, it's an hour and a half, and it feels like it's long as this episode. Because you just keep getting mad, like you not keep getting mad. But the second and third is more like informed, like how they like rest like after.
Yeah.
But the fourth is strictly on this one guy who actually got tried as an adult. And
He's not the one that was just going to the police with his
damn, this shit be so heavy.
With no accountability, man. Now I get to challenge and honor that. More importantly, I really even talked about anything. People have been able to say whatever they want.
He was just talking about, he really does have a Twitter. And he was like, I know they say a lot of bad things about it, but he's going to put it all out here on my new Twitter. But I'm like, oh, this is real. I saw he was trending. Like, why is he trending?
I didn't think, because he didn't have a check mark or anything. I was like, it's a fake account.
Is that it
It's
again?
real.
No, yeah, it's real.
Did they give him a check mark?
He probably
I
got it
think
now.
he does now, yeah.
Yeah, he had like 300,000 followers in like 3 hours.
He still doesn't have one.
He doesn't?
No.
How many followers does he have?
779,000.
He probably had the for like 4
Follow him
days.
10.
Who's he following? Anybody like?
Great question. PGA, NFL, Twitter Sports, Twitter Verified, Buffalo Bills, UCS Football.
What'd I say, 59?
Yeah, 59.
Justin Simpson and Malcolm Laverne. I was telling Joey earlier, my sister freaking talks to Redskins players on Twitter all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them
Just because they
slid
slide
in
into her DMs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. The juice team that was out all last.
I'm gonna say OJ? Alright, so I'm gonna go 90.
I watched him back in there, and it's actually
That
he did it
should
one
be
try.
pretty
Really?
much
It's actually pretty
there. Minus what it turns itself.
We got a weird, our backyard is really big at our house. And like, because my dad has like a garage where people bring their cars, he works on them and stuff. And it's like
Hang on,
a
still gonna go more.
snaking type of trail. So I want to have back in like fast, like doing that shit like that as a kid. Yeah.
I'm not like it. I was always the guy saying.
So that's about 90, roughly. So it's 110, so I'm missing 20 degrees, 25 degrees. I'll just go about here to what I can get. I probably can't get too much more anyway.
Right in the face.
Hopefully not. Unless it's break off and just slap back and hit you in the face. Hey, if you want to take those spark plugs out, you can take those spark plugs out and throw those. Well, yeah, you can throw those in. All right, he got these the Holley valve covers, obviously to give room for the LSA. They'll let the coil packs get mounted straight to the valve cover. So we already kind of prepped and painted them to match the supercharger, but first I got to take the old coils off and get them on here. Which isn't too big of a deal. They all run through this plastic loom. So you just disconnect that. And then the coils themselves are just 10mm screws, or bolts, excuse me. Take them out and you screw them right on there. Simple as that.
Sometimes the ambulance is coming, so I was like, I had time to
Right.
Yeah, but it wasn't catching
Got
up.
the
Old valve covers
It
off.
took longer than usual.
restart right away.
New ones we're gonna go in. Can you hold this right quick?
On the corner, yeah.
Big Joe.
Mine does the traffic light sometimes. Kind of stop.
Yeah, we just have a couple spark plugs. Now I gotta find the hole. I found one of them. Found two of them. Oh shit. Oh, they just lining up. I ain't never had them line up like this before. It's a miracle.
Because it's my engine.
Maybe.
How did this car sound? I didn't hear.
That 10, what did I do with it?
Huh? 10.
What did you get, Corsa?
Say you got Porsche.
Hey, you saw this girl? She's only been lifting for like 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
She's not, hasn't even been doing that
I
long.
gotta find this shit.
Now the other side's going to be like impossible to get on.
Really?
Yeah.
Then, like, the
Is this
side,
episode?
like 181?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Weird number like a 9. Yeah.
It is a 9?
Yeah.
Hey, I really like those.
I have a buddy in my shop that
Really?
So this is her, like, her.
So after we get both these on, what's the next step?
Like,
Yeah.
Damn, this one wet,
She's
man.
not like fat.
No, it's
Yeah.
just, it's
Um,
But if you go back to her old picture.
So we get these
I
on.
went far back.
Besides
The
her
spark
bench,
plugs back
every
in,
single
put the
thing
coils
is
on, get the wires for the coils, and we just kind of connect the wiring harness back up. Or at least what we can on the sides. And really can throw the supercharger up there. We can put this radiator back in. Now I just got to start doing the wiring stuff.
Clearly ready. So far, these may not have an inspection. When they do it,
I still have my KMC sets on
I
mine.
recommend it.
I got it, yeah.
I got my river rack. I have it. Everything for it. Got it.
Ain't it all or nothing now though? So you really don't matter.
I
I think this shit. I did always think it was shitty.
I just got another ribbon, and then I'm getting another one in August for like longevity. So I want to get them set now because our shop keeps fucking up. So I'm worried we're gonna have to put this on.
Yeah, that's the only reason I want to go to Antarctica. Just get a ribbon. Just 'cause that ribbon looks good.
Same. Looks pretty light.
I think I priced that thing out already.
If we all wear our blue Simmons graduation, it's the same amount of ribbons as Joey. I'm so excited.
Oh, I just opened a message from Jam and said, "Hey, I'll be over around 4 to cook the cakes."
Time is it?
It's
Right, dang. Are you guys gonna be there at 4?
Then that's nothing. Just be there.
We may be here, maybe done. We might be out cruising by then. I don't know what time it is right now, but
3:52.
You got a charger in your living room, right?
Yeah, the couch to the wall.
To the wall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
alright, so y'all see where we at. Got it mounted. Valve covers on. The new Holly ones got the coils on them. They're reconnected. New spark plugs, new spark plug wires. Got the covers on them. Like I say, we did run into the issue with the pulley setup, so we'll figure that out. But we got the radiator back in. Took that out so I could get space to take the balancer off, even though ended up putting it right back on. Let's see. Supercharger's in there, so we'll go ahead and bolt that down and work on getting some of these connections. We'll get the throttle body off the old intake, get it on here. Hook up things like the brake booster. We can go ahead and plug in the fuel injectors. After we get this bolted and torqued, and pretty much from there it's just minor buttoning up. The only thing that's left is really everything for the pump and running that. Trying to figure out where we're gonna mount that reservoir. That's about it. Okay, we in there. Torque down. Throttle body's on. Fuel injectors are connected. Everything for the coil's connected. Same on that side. Wire's tucked down pretty decent. Just gotta use extension to get the throttle body. We had to flip the throttle body, same as I did usually because of interference with the belt here. Let's see, extension for evap, and then we have the map extension that'll go over here on top of the lid. We get the lid on, so we should be good for that. Let's see. Isolators in there good. Like I said, we're torqued down. Just did a normal LS3, the 2-stage, 44 inch-pounds first and 89 on the second pass. Work my way inside out. Let's see. What are you looking for? That. The back bolts are gonna be a pain in the ass to get. Real pain in the ass to get. I might have to put those in first.
Dogs are not happy that I showed up and left again.
Oh yeah.
You get that professionally painted?
Yeah, I took it to a guy.
Yeah, that guy's alright. You should have came to me. It's gonna be hard getting those ones in the back, though.
That blue definitely came out good as fuck.
Alright, everything's coming along. I'm trying to get the 2 bolts at the very back. That's kind of back in the middle of the supercharger, how it kind of does that U shape. It's 2 at the bottom of the U. Everything else is tightened. Got the extension harness for the evap on. Extension harness for the throttle bodies on. We had to flip it, like I said. Got that extension harness, and we also had the extension harness here for the map, which we already got plugged up. Got the Casper's breakout harness for obviously the stock throttle body. The stock map has the air temp in it too. It breaks it out so you get the air temp from the lid. Just plug into the new map, the car. He has a air intake. We're gonna put that in because we're trying to figure out where to mount. I'm gonna mount this, and we also have a catch can to mount. This is literally the last thing to mount, and then all that after that I can just wire it, wire the pump. But I wanted to get this mounted first, so when we do wire the pump and we start actually trying to purge the air, that is actually a connected system. So I know somewhere over here would probably be pretty good, but I have to see how it's gonna fit with this air box here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get that in and see how it looks.
You got the layers on.
Pretty much figured out where we're gonna put this stuff. Catch cam is gonna go over here.
You know I was on the first.
Alright. And we're gonna end up mounting the reservoir
Full box.
right here in the front. Still has plenty of room. So I already got the hose ran. Just trying to figure out whether I'm gonna run it over the intake or under. Actually, it shouldn't really matter which. But yeah, I got some brackets that we kind of fabbed up and made to work with that. Show you that in a second, but like I said, over here I just kind of put some black on them. So once those dry, mount those. Should be good. All we got left now is still to wire the pump.
Alright, it's progress we got today. Obviously, it's a new day. Ran into a few little complications, not crazy, but like I told you, the belt drive, the standard CTSV on his car, I was thinking, we were all thinking they were exactly the same as earlier. I just woke up. But like I say, on my car, I don't know if it's because I'm, I guess, automatic or maybe just this Camaro and that's an SS. I know the engines are the same, but the belt drive setup's a little different. So basically with these, you would have to use the main belt drive. And of course they have kits for them or whatever. I know one place, the same place I got mine, the LSX Customs, which is the kit we were going to use, which is similar to my kit on my SS. They also make one for the Camaro that'll let you use it. So I think it just puts a bracket about here, kind of where mine was, and it puts a tensioner out here and a couple more pulleys here. Just lets it run off the main drive. The only bad thing about that is, you know, these are all 6 rib. This is 8. So, you know, there's a little difference there. I'm sure there are other options, trying to find some. But for now, that's probably what we're gonna do. We actually just trying to run it on a longer belt with this setup right here for now, just to get it running, because we should be able to do that with the way this is set up. I mean, this tension is still here, so that's the plan for now. I just won't have a super wrap here to be wrapped around the water pump. And for here, this is just so he can drive it until the LSX Concepts kit comes in. The pump, wired it. Once I get this case open, I'll show you guys. And I need to move that a little bit. Trim that plastic piece there. So I just wired it into 18, which is run crank body. Tested it, it only comes on when the car's on or in the on position with the key. It does come on when it's in the accessory position as well. So I may just find something that's only active when the car's actually fired and running. So maybe like an injector or something, but for now, like I say, that works. And I need to cut that little piece. Got that mounted, ran up. I just got the relay here for now. Everything I did with the relay should be coming up on screen with an explanation. I used this engine block, this bolt here. This is where the old evap was at. I just used that for the ground. And then, of course, this connection right here is actually a positive connection, so that's the positive connection I used to power the pump and the relay. Obviously this is your switch to allow the power to run through the relay. So switch source, so when it sees this, it'll click the relay over, let the power run through. Power's coming from here, goes through, out the relay, that's going to run down to the pump, which is still here. And the ground for that, I could have grounded it really right here, but I'd already ran a wire up here. Just I had so much extra wire, and I kind of wanted to tie the ground for the relay and the pump together, so that's why I just ended up putting them right there on the block. I only did that really because that was already a spare screw, a spare bolt. Didn't have to find another hole. Fuel lines being connected. So prime, we know the fuel system works. We got the coils on, like I said, everything's connected. Lines are ran and one this way. This is where I ended up mounting the reservoir. I just used this mount for the radiator. I made a little bracket and I welded another piece on. I used the same little L brackets that I've been using. One of these, and you see like here I just bent one end up, drilled the hole out so it'll rest there, and then it kind of rests on this top part of this plastic mount, so I don't have to worry about it, losing any integrity or anything. Mounted that up here, so top part is my outlet from my block, runs into here. Then from the reservoir, we have outlet from the reservoir that snakes down the bottom right here. That's going into the pump. Pump then pumps up to here, into the intercooler or the heat exchanger, and out the heat exchanger goes directly up to the brick. I wanted the out of the heat exchanger air or water, to be going to the brick, since that should be the coolest, since it's just leaving the heat exchanger. So I wanted to make sure that was the one that went to the brick. Use the same evap line, stock evap line. I was able to kind of rotate it around and bend it. It's not like super pretty, but it's not bad. It almost looks stock minus this bend, which I probably could bend that a certain way to get it to work. Look better, not work better. But I showed you the extensions, everything's plugged up. I have my breakout harness, we got that plugged up, which is down here. I'm saying that just separates the air reading and the math reading out of that stock. Well, actually this car already had the car style, but it separates that and allows you to get the air temp out of here instead of the throttle body. Not throttle body, the math. So oil catch can here. Just did something similar. Use the L bracket, bent it up. And of course the mounts were already on the back of the catch cans. So vented one, just ran the lines under. See, I have to zip tie that to make sure that doesn't interfere, but for now that'll work. I actually might disconnect them and run them completely under. That way I won't have to worry about any kind of rubbing, because right now the throttle body, that mount's kind of tight space there, so can't squeeze it under, but I could take it and actually plumb it through and it'll work just fine. That's the same thing I did with all the wiring harnesses. This is I think his what's his brand? Air Raid or something like that. The kit he had is supposed to be made for it with the LSA. Man, fits pretty decent. The box fits good, but just connection here. The bin, we were having issues with that. That's why we were looking for just a solid silicone piece, but the store here didn't have one. We'll probably replace this later, but we're gonna just try to get it sitting somewhere so we can use it for now. pretty much about it. I'm actually gonna put front fascia back on. Don't need that off anymore. Then hopefully when he has the belt, it really be good to try to start it up. I do have to work on the tune. Trying to get it. Getting HP tuners already kind of altered the tune. I'm just about to go ahead and flash it. We'll see how it is and what kind of adjustments I need to make. So for now, temporary solution, we just ran it with the stock pulley setup and just kind of use this for some kind of draw around the LSA pulley. Obviously, it's gonna need more. I can tell that would probably slip, but that should let them start it, drive it. Man, I saw that.
You for real?
Never had gas.
Yeah.
You for real?
No, he really never has, guys.
Make sure it's in neutral, please. I want that thing to jump over all those things. See what's gonna happen.